Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys Summer Showcase figure preview video. Now before we begin, I do have to say the customary thank you to Ryan Kirkwood for going out in person and snapping these gorgeous high-res pics. Show Ryan some love in the comments below because without him, this series literally wouldn't be possible. Now if you are looking to pre-order the mighty Thor, she is available from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and a points-based reward system. Now this is a figure I personally was really excited about. I loved Love and Thunder. I know not everyone did, but I really enjoyed the movie. Plus, having Thor and Mighty Thor displayed together, oh yes, that is a bangin' display. Yeah, I said it. Now as for Mighty Thor herself, she does come in a normal or a special edition version. If you get the special edition figure, you get a battle-damaged helmet. Now she does come with one of the coolest effect pieces I have ever seen, in theory. But in practice, is this really going to work? It's, of course, Mjolnir plus all of the shards that have been shot out with a bunch of lightning attached to said shards. Now, if this can actually sit straight, it's going to look really cool. But if it can't and it droops down, then it's going to look really lackluster. We will have to wait and see how sturdy this thing is, but I'm pretty sure Hot Toys knows if this thing doesn't sit straight, it's going to look really goofy. She does of course come with the full array of hands, and as you'd expect, they're nicely sculpted and painted. You've got the fingerless gloves, closed fists, hammer gripping hands, and also open palm hands. And this right here is the special edition bonus, which means, seeing as though it's a separate helmet, you will be able to slide on and off the regular or battle damage helmet. I don't, however, know what that head sculpt is going to look like underneath without the helmet on. Now, it does specifically make mention of a head sculpt, but unfortunately, for some unknown reason, the head sculpt is blurred out in this little card. Now, Hot Toys have done this from time to time. Hopefully we get to see this at some point. But I'm expecting a really good Natalie Portman likeness, because we haven't gotten a Natalie Portman figure yet, including Padme. Hot Toys, where the heck is Padme? Now, the display base does have Mighty Thor around the front, but why on earth are they using a different font to Thor from the very same line? They've used the same font on display bases for years. Heck, maybe it's not a huge issue for you. But I prefer everything to match. This is going to drive my OCD crazy. I do, however, like the Mjolnir print on the top of the display base. Now, you do get a dynamic flight pole, which you can very clearly see on display here. And I'm fairly certain, although don't quote me on this, it does look like she has a split cut boot design. Now, the split cut does sit up a little bit higher than I potentially would like, but fingers crossed you do still get a decent level of articulation. It also looks like the armor plating is painted beautifully. In the film, it did have a really chrome-like shiny metallic finish, and I reckon Hot Toys have captured that really well. It also has some washers and panel lining in the crevices, and I like the subtle pops of red, but it's not a super vibrant red, it's a nice deep, rich, muted, almost wine red. Now, the pants do look like a rubbery / pleathery style material. I, like all of y'all, absolutely hate pleather. I wish Hot Toys would, quite frankly, stop using it, just ditch it entirely, take it out of your arsenal. But in saying that, maybe they couldn't print all of the detail and that little gradient red stripe along the front, plus all of the stuff on the skirt onto real leather, and they just had to go with pleather. I don't know if that's true, I could be completely making that up, but it is something to bear in mind. Ideally, going forward, Just like Wolverine, give us real leather for the pieces that are supposed to be that pleathery style look. You can get the grain shrunk down to 1/6 scale. If you can do it for Wolverine, you can do it here too. Now she does have that same wine sort of darker red tone to the skirt piece, and it also looks like pleather. I'm hoping that it is a little bit posable, maybe with some wires, because having her swinging through the air, brandishing Mjolnir with the skirt and the cape off to one side as if they're blowing in the wind, yeah, really nice and dynamic. The torso piece does have those Thor discs, and it's painted impeccably. You've got a mix of some satin sections, some metallic sections, and some matte sections. It all works together really well. You also have fully seamless arms. Now, I really like the way they look, but Hot Toys, it seems, are being a little bit more careful and not bending them at all. In the promo pics, they were bent, but they didn't look like they were comfortable while doing it. I would have loved swap out arms with joints, but I know not everyone agrees with me there, and at the very least the arms are pegged in separately to the body at the shoulders, so you can move them forward and back without having any stress on the rubber or seamless parts. Now the put together or re-put together Mjolnir looks great. The cracks are nice and deep, there are a decent level of washes in all those crevices, and you get the lightning effect that we've seen a bunch of times for Thor figures previously. There is an armband on the right side, but there isn't one on the left, and now you can see there isn't a ton of skin texture or musculature. Now, in the film, Jane was pretty jacked, and I would have loved to have seen a little bit more definition here. Plus, the skin texture isn't anywhere near as good as the recently announced Thor from the same movie. Now, we do have to discuss the elephant in the room, this head sculpt. I think from certain angles it looks good, but also it's not perfect. I like the helmet, although it looks a little bit big, and the hair is sculpted really well. There's a ton of texture to it. It is fully sculpted though, which I know not everyone is going to love. I prefer sculpted hair, so for me, yeah, it absolutely works. Now, I did make a minor adjustment in Photoshop with her eyes, and I think it looks way better. I simply moved them up just a little so the whites of her eyes are showing underneath her pupil, and now she doesn't look as bug-eyed. I don't know why she's looking dead forward, kind of like a deer in headlights, but hopefully that's something Hot Toys can adjust. It's super easy to do. And they could have even given us the option of doing that with movable eyes. They already have the helmet coming off for the swap-out version with the battle damage piece, so why not go the full way and just give us some kind of purse system so we can move the eyes individually? That means that even though the head sculpt is kind of locked in position with that sculpted hair, because you won't get a ton of range out of it, you would be able to move the eyes left and right, and in my opinion, that would have made up for it almost entirely. But I do think those eyes are, number one, a little bit creepy, and number two, they need some more work. Overall though, I really like the figure. I think it comes together quite well. It's not perfect. If they add the moving eyes, then it's going to look even better. But for now, the outfit is colourful, it's nice and metallic, it's going to pop in the display, it's got the seamless arms, the cracked hammer, the awesome effect piece, and fully sculpted hair, which you all know I like my sculpted hair. This ticks a lot of my boxes. If they do make some minor adjustments and improvements like we've seen from Hot Toys recently with already announced figures, yeah, it could be incredible. But for now, I'm still really happy we are getting Mighty Thor. Do weigh in down below. What do you think of the adjustment I made to the eyes, or do you think they should just go all out and do fully moving eyes? Because that helmet is coming off anyway when you go and swap it with the battle damage one. There are only two more figures that I want Hot Toys to announce from this movie. Number one is of course Gore. Number two would have to be Valkyrie. Please Hot Toys, King Valkyrie, the time is now. On display they also had Zeus's lightning bolt, and it looks awesome with Thor. Although, as we know from the film, Thor isn't the one who used it, it's Valkyrie. So as I said, the time is now. Hot Toys, give us King Valkyrie. We absolutely need her in the display. Now if you are looking to pre-order either Thor or Mighty Thor, they are available from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and a points-based reward system. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button for more info on Justin's collection. Plus, if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.